Imani Khelif's fists were never supposed to make headlines. Born in a modest suburb of Marseille, she was raised by her Algerian immigrant parents, who had dreams of her becoming a lawyer or doctor, anything but a boxer. But from a young age, Imani was drawn to the raw poetry of the ring. She wasn't like the other girls at her school who giggled about pop stars or makeup tutorials. Imani spent her afternoons shadowboxing in alleyways, mimicking the footwork of legends she watched on a second-hand television in her family's cramped apartment. At 16, she convinced a reluctant local trainer, Alain Bernard, to give her a shot at the gym. "You're too small," he told her, watching her wrap her bruised knuckles with strips of old cloth. "But you've got fire." He saw something few did, a reckless determination, a raw hunger. Within 2 years, Imani was fighting and winning at amateur levels, stunning her coaches with her aggressive southpaw style and relentless stamina. But it wasn't just her fists that stirred the pot. By the time she was 23, Imani had transitioned to the professional circuit. Her presence in the male-dominated sport, her refusal to adhere to the polite norms expected of female athletes, wearing hijab during press conferences but not in the ring, challenging opponents with brash confidence, and her outspokenness on gender inequality in boxing, made her a magnet for media attention. Her first major fight against renowned boxer Maria La Tormenta Velázquez was the turning point. Velázquez, a veteran from Mexico with a reputation for technical precision, was expected to demolish the upstart Khelif. But Imani fought with a savage elegance, slipping jabs, delivering punishing body shots, and in the 7th round, knocking Velázquez to the canvas with a left hook that reverberated through the boxing world. The knockout wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. It was the night Imani Khelif's name trended across social media, splashed across sports headlines. Khelif shatters expectations with stunning KO. But the euphoria was short-lived. That same night, controversy erupted. Velázquez's corner claimed Imani's gloves were tampered with. Allegations swirled about loaded gloves, an accusation Imani vehemently denied. The Boxing Commission launched an investigation, and Imani found herself not just fighting in the ring, but against a tide of suspicion and whispered slander. Fans were divided. Was she a rising star cheated by the establishment? Or a reckless brawler cutting corners? During the investigation, Imani was suspended from fighting. Endorsement deals evaporated. Her social media became a battlefield, with trolls questioning her integrity and fans rallying behind #JusticeForImani. But what made her more controversial wasn't just the allegations, it was how she responded. Instead of laying low, Imani launched a weekly livestream, Unfiltered with Imani, where she spoke candidly about the sexism and racism she had faced in boxing. She invited female athletes, trainers, and sports journalists to discuss the double standards in the industry. Clips of her fiery monologues, "If I were a man, they'd call me confident, not arrogant," went viral, but also drew ire from traditionalists who labeled her divisive. In a calculated move, Imani's team arranged for an independent lab to test the gloves from the Velázquez fight. Weeks later, results cleared her of any wrongdoing. The Boxing Commission quietly reinstated her license, but the damage was done. Her name was now synonymous with controversy. When a major sports network offered her a comeback fight, this time against U.S. Olympic gold medalist and rising star, Tasha, the Titan Granger, Imani seized the chance. The fight was scheduled for Las Vegas, under the dazzling lights of the MGM Grand. The weigh-in was electric. Imani, draped in her signature black and gold robe, stared down Tasha, a mountain of muscle and charisma. Cameras captured the tension, the barely veiled animosity. Tasha's camp whispered that Imani was lucky in her last fight and wouldn't survive 10 rounds with a real champion. Fight night was a spectacle. Celebrities filled ringside seats. The bell rang, and for the first few rounds, it seemed Tasha was right. She dominated with sharp combinations and a smothering clinch game. But Imani had a secret weapon: patience. In the 5th round, she began turning the tide, slipping punches, countering with precision. By the 9th, both fighters were bloodied and exhausted. In the final round, Imani landed a brutal uppercut, followed by a flurry of hooks, forcing Tasha into a corner. The referee called it. Imani Khelif had won by technical knockout. The arena erupted. But as the cheers filled the air, a chilling sight emerged on the Jumbotron, security swarming a ringside VIP area. Rumors spread fast. A high-profile sports promoter, long suspected of corruption, had been arrested. Cameras caught Imani watching, expression unreadable as law enforcement led the man away. In the days that followed, headlines mixed Imani's triumphant comeback with the dramatic arrest. It emerged that the promoter, Jean-Luc Moreau, had been under investigation for years for fixing fights, embezzlement, and coercion of athletes, including female boxers. Whispers suggested that Velasquez's team, under Moreau's influence, had orchestrated the glove-tampering accusation against Imani as a smokescreen for their own failures. Imani's story became not just one of a boxer fighting for her reputation, but of a woman exposing the corrupt underbelly of her sport. Interviews painted her as both a hero and a lightning rod for controversy. She continued her live streams, but now with a larger platform. Fans dubbed her the Ring Rebel, a symbol of resistance against the entrenched misogyny and corruption in boxing. As her popularity soared, Imani announced a bold move. She was forming her own promotion company, Lioness Boxing, dedicated to fair treatment and equal opportunities for female fighters. Sponsors who once dropped her now clamored to align with her brand. Documentaries were pitched. Rumors swirled of a potential film adaptation of her life. But not everyone celebrated. Anonymous threats trickled in. Online hate intensified. Imani's team reported break-ins at their gym. A shadow loomed over her success, hinting that not all of Moreau's associates were behind bars. The final twist came during a live interview on a major network. As Imani spoke about her upcoming international tour with Lioness Boxing, a host interrupted with breaking news. One of Moreau's lieutenants had been found dead, under suspicious circumstances, in a Marseille parking lot. Police sources suggested he had been preparing to cooperate with investigators, possibly implicating others in the boxing world. Imani's expression was caught on camera, a mix of defiance and dread. "The fight isn't over," she said, her voice steady but her eyes shadowed. "In the ring or out, I'll keep swinging."